So how do you measure that? Going back, you can't manage what you don't measure. So there are several ways to get the empirical data that we need to make those good decisions. I'll group conductivity and volumetric sensors into one group because you're using electronic, basically you're measuring electronic conductivity. So based on either salts or air or soil, how that electricity flows through those mediums, you can measure that, make the calculations, and you can get a measurement that you can use to see how much moisture you have in the soil or available plant. There are some issues with that, but it's still a very viable and useful tool. The third category I would put in soil tension. This is a tensiometer. You're familiar with these now. This was what I would call the gold standard for me. It's also what I would call a mechanical root, and I'll go into a little bit more detail how this works. We do fill it with water. This is the ceramic tip, and you think of when we place this tip at the level that we want to measure, whether it's wherever in the root zone that we're going to measure, as that soil starts to dry out, the tension grows in that region. It will pull the water through the ceramic tip, and then will draw it down, creating the vacuum, and that's what gives you the reading on your gauge. So that vacuum, the more tension in the soil, the more water will draw out, the greater the tension will be, the greater the vacuum gauge will show on that reading. As you re-irrigate, add water back into that soil, now you have the tension or vacuum in this tube. It will draw that water back out of that soil, filling this tube back up, and then drop your vacuum low tension. So you can actually, just like a mechanical root, you can see exactly what your plant is experiencing. And it doesn't necessarily matter how much salt is in the water or the degree, the particle size and that kind of thing. It's much more accurate as far as what your plant is experiencing. Now, take it to the next level, Aerometer that makes this local company here, been doing it for decades. They have made an electronic version of that tensiometer. This is called the Watermark. And so what we do, I always put in 3 sensors for the plant. And so I go for the top of the root zone, the middle of the root zone, and the bottom of the root zone. And so this for us is 8 inches, 16, and 24 inches.